Alrighty then, let's start this next review. Huh? Ah, you had me going, Boogerface 22666. I thought I had something really creepy here, and all it is just a bad sequel. Alright, well, before continuing on to another completely different movie, might as well talk about the comparison between a decent movie compared to a not so decent sequel. Grave Encounters. This is a follow-up to my last video. I'll be looking at the sequel to Grave Encounters. If you saw that review, you know I felt the movie was no groundbreaker, but it still had a creepy vibe worth watching. This sequel is, well, that's why we're here. It starts off with people on the internet reviewing the last movie. That's so lame. Because in this universe, the last movie was fictional. Or was it? Uh-oh, taking a Book of Shadows twist here. We're in for a rough ride. We're gonna follow one of these internet reviewers, Alex Wright, a gloomy-looking film student who's not satisfied making hokey horror pictures at such a young age and wants to find real passion.
I will reinvent the genre!
Little shit, if I could have worked on a set like that in college, I would have shit my pants. But blah 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 blah. After an interesting night cross-dressing with Thor at a Halloween rave, Alex is sent a mysterious link with a clip of Lance, the host and main character from the previous movie, still in the asylum. And the sender's name is Death Awaits. What could that refer to? So, dun dun dun. Could the last movie have been real?
Grave Encounters is real.
Which begs the question, why Alex of all people? Well, why did you choose me, Boogerface? Of course, script convenience. My #1 enemy. Long story short, Alex becomes obsessed with finding more about the Grave Encounter movie, and even finds the actors for the characters had disappeared since the shooting of it. Which I mean the actual actors, off of the IMDb page. Well, that's a pretty neat fourth wall breaking idea. Alex goes to question Lance Preston, or Sean's, mother, who has dementia. So that went nowhere. Then he meets the producer of the last film, Jerry, who we saw say this movie was real in the last movie. Huh, again, neato. It's clear that there's some cover-up from the studio, and that the movie distribution was meant to hide the fact that the actors actually disappeared in the asylum, and to recoup the financial losses. Also, it's neat to note the Vicious brothers, the directors of the last movie, are portrayed as cover-up directors who are only interns in this universe. Lol. So Alex convinces his friends to go to the asylum with him. Why?
It's fucking torture porn, man. People love that shit.
This is the film I want to make.
Yeah, but you're still risking your lives. You do realize this is real danger and real people have disappeared. Why on earth would you do this? Seriously, even the same door. So much nope. A mere 30 minutes in and we've barely seen a scare before our characters enter the asylum. Well, except for the weird computer glitch. Huh. So the ghost from far away in a Canadian asylum can send distorted pictures on Alex's computer? How? Who cares? There's a security guard preventing them from entering, so they enter at night and set up cameras where they can, just like the last crew. I don't know if you should do that.
We have a permit and you don't.
That and you all deserve to die, dumbasses. At least they have new toys to play with.
Speak freely. Create a cold spot.
How's that for a cold spot, you amateur? They're supposed to meet the username Death Awaits at the asylum. Because that's not suspicious in any way. Instead, they play with a Ouija board. Our first real scare, or first real anything, comes when the Ouija takes over and tells them to film everything. Is the asylum speaking to them like the hotel from The Shining? Except with more Glamour Queen vibe? I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. The guard catches them and insists that they leave because of asbestos poisoning.
Fucking kidding me? That's retarded, Alex!
But whereas in the last film it was neat guessing scientific explanation, this time I'd prefer it over some of the extreme supernatural action. Like the spirits tossing the Asian camera guy right out the window. What jerks. And female character number 2 gets crushed somehow and dragged away. Bye. And the guard disappears and they find him strapped down to an electric shock therapy and is burned alive.
Fucking kidding me? That's retarded, Alex!
Yeah. The exits are sealed just like in the last movie, but with no build-up.
And the map's fucking useless.
But there's now the addition of the children's ward. Huh. Where was that in the last movie? But it does lead to the #1 scary movie trope. Creepy little girls.
It's cliche, man.
But still spooky. And they're chased by a naked ghost, which explodes as they leave the building. They think they're safe back in their hotel room, but only find that the hotel brings them right back, like another physics-bent nightmare. Now that is a pretty cool idea. You know, see, this is what I wanted more of. You ever heard of the creepypasta No End House? Pretty similar concept. You should go check it out. It's a good read. Also to be featured next on the TV show Channel Zero. Lo and behold, they finally meet Lance, or Sean, who's been feeling rather rugged after being stuck in the asylum for 9 years.
Students, we broke into the building.
Why would you do that?
That's what I've been asking. He's been surviving off of rats and toilet water, and has slowly been learning how to map out the asylum as it changes around like clockwork, shifting its form. How can you calculate a ghostly world? This isn't Cube. There's no scientific explanations. In fact, you would think the rules would be non-existent.
This is stupid.
The only way out we find is a red door that's chained up. Where was that in the last film? Wait, never mind. Let's just move on. Thankfully, the crew equips a pair of bolt cutters. So now they can leave.
We rest a few hours.
No! If you sleep now, then we'll have to watch a dumb attempt at a scare. And the guy earlier dressed as Thor tries to have a Blair Witch moment, which Sean, kindly puts an end to. And now the camera follows Lance.
Possibly might be a demon.
Or whatever. He decides he's going to get out no matter what and leave the others, but it doesn't work. Meanwhile, Alex and Jen run into the ghost doctors led by Dr. Freakin as they lobotomize a woman and sacrifice a child. Yeah, why didn't we take more time to find out what they were doing with those rituals?
There it is.
Yeah, it's silly, but those ghost faces still get to me. Why couldn't we have more of this? Instead, we have cameras floating around like the movie Chronicle. Woo. They confront Lance at the red door, who reveals that because the asylum wants everything filmed, it also wants everyone but one to die. So it's them or Lance. Don't forget to equip the metal pipe. And equip your portal gun. I really don't know what this is all about, honestly. But Lance is gone, and they still can't leave. Alex realizes what he has to do.
Finish her!
Alex does escape with all the footage, and is filmed with the producer Jerry, continuing to cover up what really happened.
It's not worth it. There's nothing there.
And that was Grave Encounters 2, and how was it? Well, it reminds me a lot of the post-credits scene, where it's about two girls Alex met at the party, wondering why he didn't take them up on their offer because they were so easy. Pointless. I honestly probably would have enjoyed the crappy movie Alex was directing more. At least it looked bad in a fun way. Well, are there any scares? In my opinion, there's a few potential ones. Here are my scares. The Ghost Girl. Flying down the hallway may be ridiculous, but whoo, what a face. Especially coming through that vent. Yeah, that's the stuff of nightmares. The Ghost Doctors. They were creepy in the last movie, and they're creepy here too, doing the stuff that we don't understand what they're doing. If only the plot had emphasized this more. The elevator. Another physics-bent nightmare, and oh man, the idea of unable to escape even though you think you have, definitely a very scary thought. The Naked Ghost. At least, pre-comical explosion. Ghosts and explosions do not mix. And I mean, Silly or not, I certainly would not like to be chased by that. Don't get me wrong, the movie had a couple of neat inclusions, but the story focused on all the wrong things, and it turned the creepiness from the last movie into a questionable suspension of disbelief. I mean, what was freaking trying to do? Why Alex? Why did this asylum want to film everything? Whose death awaits? Why do I care? Because I'm a glutton for this kind of punishment, so screw me and screw you, booger face!